Blair. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's programme.
The trial of a Northumberland teenager accused of plotting a terror attack. Here's how he was lonely and bullied at school.
Turning the page, the major milestone for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, helping to reverse the North East's low literacy levels.
Extended stay, Newcastle United's.
And future-proofing history, how AI technology is helping to save 2,000 years of artefacts at Hadrian's Wall. First tonight, a court heard how a Northumberland teenager accused of plotting a terror attack had no friends and spent lots of time alone in his bedroom.
The boy, who can't be named for legal reasons, is on trial at Leeds Crown Court. Our correspondent Helen Carnell joins us in the studio. Helen, what more has been said today?
Well, throughout much of the 16-year-old's evidence, he was visibly upset and at times sobbed as he spoke. He told the jury he'd been bullied at school and spent a lot of time alone with very few friends, often feeling lonely and sad. The court's previously heard that counter-terrorism police found an arsenal of weapons at his home, including a crossbow, knives, an air pistol and also homemade explosives. He told the jury his interests were history, the military, weapons, wars, gaming and the outdoors. He said he was interested in bushcraft and had knives for cutting wood, and said he'd attempted to make a rocket-type firework mixing chemicals to see what happened, but hadn't completed it. The jury's previously been shown photos of his bedroom where police found a replica SS-style cap, a full-size skeleton with a mask and posters in support of a banned neo-Nazi group. When asked about racism he'd heard online, he told the jury, "I knew it was bad, I tried to ignore it." He said at the time of his arrest he had never interacted with a black person to any extent. Well, the boy denies preparing acts of terrorism, being a member of a prescribed organisation, possessing terror documents and publishing terror publications. He was deemed unfit to continue giving evidence this afternoon after falling ill, and the judge told the jury he will be seen by a medic ahead of the trial continuing tomorrow.
Helen with the latest. Thank you. Next, and our region has some of the lowest literacy levels in the country. And shockingly, 1 in 5 children don't have a book of their own at home.
To try and improve this, a project set up by the country singer Dolly Parton in tribute to her father, who couldn't read or write, is being run in some parts of the North East, including in Newcastle.
Today, to celebrate Dolly's 80th birthday and a major milestone for her Imagination Library, an event took place at 7 Stories in the city, and our reporter Katie Cole was there.
Dolly Parton says you can never get enough books into the hands of enough children. And these little ones are among 1,500 babies in Newcastle signed up to her reading project. When these mums registered their child's birth last May, they also became part of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Every month until they're 5, they're being sent a free book.
It's amazing being part of it because I just really enjoy reading, and I think it's great for Jason to be getting these books every month, and then he can also appreciate them with his big sister. She reads to him. It's just so lovely to get age-appropriate ones that are geared towards him.
As a new mother, first-time mother, you don't think initially about books, but because of the Imagination Library, I would definitely say this is a good initiate, and I'm loving it, and I think she's loving it too.
Dolly, who turned 80 this week, set up the project 30 years ago in tribute to her father.
Now, he was one of the wisest men I've ever known, but I knew in my heart this inability to read probably kept him from seeing all his dreams come true. So inspiring kids to love to read became my passion.
To celebrate Dolly's milestone birthday and the 7 millionth book being handed out across the UK, authors who are part of Dolly's library read to children at 7 Stories in Newcastle today, the National Centre for Children's Books.
The books that you have in your early years stay with you for the rest of your life, and to be familiar with books, to be comfortable with books at a really early age, it's going to give you so many advantages in later lives.
Today was also about revealing what books are in the Country Singers collection this year. And with 1 in 5 children in the North East not having access to a single book in their home, it's hoped the project can be rolled out across our region.
It's referred to as invisible privilege, and I really think that's significant in terms of, you know, people that are aware of books, aware of libraries. They're all privileged in some respects, and children in the North East, book ownership is diminishing year on year, so we are really keen to get those books into the hands of children.
We are always looking for new partners and people to work with, whether that be local authorities, community organisations, or groups of parents who want to do something good for their local community. We're open to hearing from anybody who wants to partner with us.
The Power of Reading, a project started by one of the world's most famous singers, benefiting children across the North East. Katie Cole, ITV News, Newcastle.
Yeah, great to see the project making a difference. You can't beat a good book.
Indeed, and happy birthday, Dolly Parton. You
birthday,
don't get to say that
Dolly.
in the programme very often.
You don't. Let's make a point of it, yeah. Happy birthday, Dolly. Now next tonight to the hope of a positive future for those who are struggling with addiction in Hartlepool as the town's new drug and alcohol treatment centre prepares to open its doors.
Yes, the multi-million-pound facility on Whitby Street will provide access to specialist treatment. Those behind the facility say it will offer the best chance of recovery. Chris Conway reports.
It's been purpose-built, and its purpose is to help those struggling with addiction. For Billy, who's battled his own demons in the past and now works to help others, he believes Hartlepool's new drug and alcohol treatment centre can make a real difference.
I was a heroin addict for 15 years. I was addicted to other things before that, but eventually graduated to heroin. It was absolutely horrendous. It was just, well, I didn't think I'd get out of it, you know. So I know how important that support is. I work alongside some of the staff now who supported me at the time. So the nurse who gave me my last ever methadone script, my recovery coordinator at the time, I'm lucky enough now to call them colleagues.
The North East continues to have the highest rates of death from drugs and alcohol anywhere in the country. It's hoped facilities like this one can help lower those numbers. Costing just over £3.5 million to build, 1,500 people are already signed up for support, with capacity to help up to 7,000 each year. Construction began last year, with the modular building lowered into place, block by block. The project to bring this building to Hartlepool has been 10 years in the making. Every detail in the 18 treatment rooms here on site has been carefully planned, and even the colour scheme on the walls has been chosen to aid recovery.
So we have 4 clinical rooms. This one's for one of our clinical nurse prescribers.
Sally Harris oversees the treatments offered at the site.
It's very important that we offer them that safe space to come in, to talk to somebody on a one-to-one basis. We're open access, so there isn't a waiting list. When somebody decides they want the care, we can provide it there and then. And that care is holistic. We won't say we don't do that here. We'll say, let's find out a way to deal with that. Let's help you through that process.
This centre represents a really strong, significant investment in the health and well-being of people in Hartlepool, and people can come here and know with the full knowledge that the team working here will be able to help them in their recovery journey.
Following final preparations, the facility will open its doors next Wednesday to those struggling with drug and alcohol issues. Staff say the first step on the road to recovery is asking for help. Chris Conway, ITV News in Hartlepool.
You're watching ITV News Tyne Tees. Still to come on tonight's programme.
Sticking around, Newcastle secure playoff.
And it's been another unsettled day for us today. Lots of cloud around, spells of rain, windy conditions at times as well. Is there an end in sight though? I'll have your forecast later.
And stay with us, the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, Elizabeth Hurley in tears at the High Court as she gives evidence in her joint case with Prince Harry against the publisher of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday. The first asylum seekers are housed at Crowborough Cadet Camp after opposition from some locals. And the Oscar nominations are out. We'll unpick who the biggest contenders are. So do join us for those stories and more from 6:30.
It's on to sport. A Newcastle United European adventure will continue beyond the first phase of the Champions League after last night's win over PSV Eindhoven.
The Magpies are guaranteed a playoff place round at the very least, and they could even avoid the playoffs altogether, as Simon O'Rourke reports.
European football is big business, but it can seem like a small world. So Bobby Robson won 2 Dutch titles as manager of PSV, and his statue wore an Eindhoven scarf before kick-off. But that was just about the only part of the Newcastle experience the Dutch champions enjoyed. They arrived with a big reputation, but they did not live up to it. Johan Wisser scored his first European goal for Newcastle early on. It was a nice moment for a man gradually finding his feet.
Nights like this, isn't it, why you join this club? Yeah, for sure. For nights like this, for where I wanted to be, the club I wanted to join. So yeah, amazing nights.
To win this game, and they did.
Superb, absolutely brilliant all-round performance.
Absolutely fantastic, it was brilliant game.
There was full intensity, everyone was going for it.
We're going to go through to the next stage, so it's a positive result at the end of the day.
Really good energy today from not just the players but the supporters as well. I thought there was a really good feeling in the ground, and can't thank the crowd enough for the support, the love they gave the players. I think that really helped us. Thought our energy was good because of it.
With 1 game to go. Their problem is their final league game next week is away to Paris Saint-Germain, last season's Champions League winners. PSG also need a result and have better goal difference than Newcastle, so the Magpies might need to win in Paris.
We want to finish top 8, and I think we need to show some character because it's going to be difficult there. They are the best team in Europe.
Of course, we had, I think, one of the most, if not the most, difficult last game, and we were well aware of that, and that put even more importance on this one. So delighted with the result.
The PSV Eindhoven scarf had gone from Sir Bobby's shoulders by the end, but it could be back. There's a scenario in which Newcastle meet PSV again next month in the Champions League playoff round. There's also a scenario in which Magpies fans don't have to worry about the playoffs at all.
There you go, Newcastle guaranteed a place in the playoff round at the very least. It was a good night for Middlesbrough as well, with a hard-working win away at Stoke City. Borough fell behind early on and weren't at their best during the first half, but it was a different story after the break. Alan Brown fired home the equaliser on the rebound, and then Tommy Conway got the winner to earn a 2-1 victory that moves them back into second place in the championship table.
The first 20 minutes is not good enough, we have to be honest with that. Against a team that conceded 5 goals in the last 8, very difficult to turn the game around away from home against that type of team, and we do it. I think that's strong, and that's impressive from the lads.
And that was last night's sport. Kind of staying on like being an active theme, because do we obsess too much about our health? Well, wellness culture has boomed in the last decade. It's fueled by loads of stuff on social media, influencers claiming to have the answers to living happier and healthier lives. But it is an industry that's worth hundreds of billions of pounds.
But with so much information out there on what supplements to take or how exercise, it can be hard to find the right balance. ITV's Tonight programme has been investigating.
We've definitely dabbled and gone through high fat, low sugar, high protein, the trends of creatine, the trends of collagen, the trends of green powders. We've neglected the whole foods we're consuming.
We found supplements that are in really high doses that are way higher than is safe to be consuming on a daily basis. Just because something's a supplement or a natural supplement, it doesn't mean it's safe.
Yeah, lots to discuss and think about there. You can watch that programme. It's called Wellness, What Really Works. It's from 7:30 tonight on ITV1. It will also be on ITVX as well. Just a friendly reminder that here at ITV Tyne Tees, we love hearing from you. Perhaps you've got a story that you'd like to share with us. Maybe you know someone who has achieved something amazing or just has an unusual tale to tell.
Indeed, you can contact us at Amy and Ian at itv.com. Leave your name and your contact number and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, and you can also get in touch with us on social media as well. There's some great content on there that we're sharing. We've got Facebook, X and Instagram. You just need to search for ITV Tyne Tees. Who knows? Your story could feature here on the programme one night.
Next tonight to the race against time to save 2,000 years of history at Hadrian's Wall before it's lost to climate change.
Yeah, this is really interesting. It's a global first for a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and AI technology has been used to map the future, helping archaeologists to decide what must be excavated before it disappears forever. Julia Barthram has more.
Vindolanda Roman fort guards Hadrian's Wall, the northwest frontier of the Roman Empire. Here, archaeologists have discovered a rich and vast treasure trove of artefacts, things that simply don't exist at many other Roman sites, because the stable, damp climate here has been perfect for preservation.
Well, for the last 2,000 years, our climate has been a really good job of preserving the stuff in the landscape here. So it's been sitting there for thousands of years, just silently waiting for people like us to come along and find out. But of course, as our climate changes, that relationship changes too, unfortunately.
Drier summers and sudden violent storms are changing the ground here, destabilising the fragile balance that stopped things decomposing.
So things that we might have expected to find 20, 30 years ago, just a couple of metres down, Roman boots and shoes, Roman letters, writing tablets on thin pieces of wood, well, they're now gone from those levels. They've rotted away entirely. As that rotting takes place, it'll go deeper and deeper and deeper under the ground, and eventually, in 10, 15 years, possibly 20 in some areas, it'll all be gone.
Deciding where to excavate next, what to rescue first, has become crucial, and here a pilot project is harnessing AI technology to help get that right. Global climate data is being combined with specific information taken from the ground by climate scientists at Vindolanda.
6 probes buried up to about 3 metres down, telling us what's going on with the moisture, the temperature, the pH and oxidation conditions. A colossal amount of data. Every 15 minutes, those probes are sending us back data points. That goes into about 1 million points of data per year.
So that's why AI is so important here.
Absolutely critical. Critical to pull all that data together and help us look at how we plan for the future with that data as well.
To analyse that data would take humans time they don't have. AI can quickly take those millions of bits of data, and it's created a digital twin of Vindolanda. This shows where the archaeological remains are here in brown and which bits of the ground are most in danger. The blue here showing where fresh water is causing damage. This shows the future, and AI can quickly change these predictions each time a different bit of data is entered.
We know the elevation of risk to the museum is really, really high now in the next 40 or 50 years. So the chances that's going to flood, wash away, or a landslide hit it is much higher than we ever anticipated. So yeah, that's really sharpened our minds. But also we know that certain other parts of the site will really suffer as a course of high temperatures and then greater rainfall in the wintertime.
This sounds a very sad story, very worrying story. Is there a positive?
Well, there is a huge positive, and the positive is we're no longer blind to what's going on. We can see a little bit more clearly what the future is going to look like, and we can start preparing for it, and that's what we need to do.
Based on that knowledge, this part of the site will now become the priority. Excavations will start to take place here to get that organic matter that tells the stories of life here in Roman times out of the earth before they're gone forever. UNESCO sites around the world and out along Hadrian's Wall will now be watching Vindolanda to see if this AI project can help there too.
We're stood here right now on this 2,000-year-old site, but what we're actually talking about is something that when I was a child was science fiction. Well, now it's just science, and we're using all the tools that are available to make the right decisions at the right time. So the work that's happening here at Vindolanda will be shared across all the partners, all the way from Newcastle, right the way through into Carlisle and beyond onto the west coast, so that we're looking after this monument for the next 2,000 years.
Brand new technology helping save history from the future. Julia Barthram, ITV News, Northumberland.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive for AI, and the impact of the weather, Ross, even on historical sites, it can be critical.
Yeah, not a great day for archaeology today.
You want to be out looking for stuff today.
Not for any of us today, really, actually.
Not outside at all.
Wet, windy, wintry, lots going on at the moment. Yeah, so we saw the spells of rain. There's plenty of cloud around as well. It's been coming and going through the day. Not a glimmer of sunshine to be had for the most part. And these strong winds as well coming up from the southeast, bringing some wild seas to the east coast. This was Tynemouth this afternoon. Big waves, high tides. We saw gusts of around 40 miles an hour coming and going, and around 10 millimetres of rain at times in parts of the region too. The jet stream's particularly strong at the moment. It's bringing a conveyor belt of unsettled weather to the UK, and thanks to a large area of high pressure in the east, it's sort of blocking it. It's got nowhere to go. So unfortunately, if you're not enjoying this wet, windy, wild weather, it is something we do need to get used to over the next few days. No calm weather in sight. In fact, it's about to get a bit colder. Here's your forecast.
Visibility is clear today, both above and below the water. 2 week sponsors ITV, Tyne weather.
An unsettled day for us today. There's been a lot of clouds around, of course, some blustery winds, particularly out towards coastal areas, and in the mix as well, some heavy spells of rain. That setup is going to continue as we head through the next few days. It is staying rather unsettled. Areas of low pressure still right by the UK. That's today's rainfall there. It's actually clearing its way towards the north briefly. There's a window of calm weather. It's breezy, but we could see some brighter breaks into tomorrow morning. Another area of low pressure, though, is nearby. This one's set to linger down towards the southwest of the country here, getting the heaviest rainfall, some of the strongest winds. For us, the rain is patchy, but it's going to stay blustery. Still some gale force gusts in the mix as we make our way into Saturday. The rain is starting to clear its way further north. It's chilly enough that over the highest ground there's a little bit of wintriness in the mix there, but generally overnight the temperature's holding up around 4 or 5 degrees. It's staying blustery, gale force gusts coming in from that southeasterly direction. As the rain starts to move its way further north, clearer skies develop to the south, and for a time we get those lighter winds and some brighter breaks as we head through tomorrow morning. They are short-lived though. The cloud is thickening. We've got murkiness over higher ground, and where the cloud is thick enough we get some patchy rain, some drizzle. Now there's the odd heavier burst in here, not as significant as today. Temperatures at around 7 or 8 degrees. So again, it is staying windy as we head through Friday evening, and we're looking at further spells of rain. The bright colours there showing some heavier bursts. The occluded front moves its way further north. Then the bulk of the more severe weather is staying down towards the southwest. For us, though, blustery as we head into the weekend. For the most part, that cloud is set to dominate with occasional brighter breaks. And as we head into the new week, we'll notice a drop in temperatures.
2 week sponsors ITV, Tyne weather.
Thank you, Ross. Not really though, because the weather's rubbish, isn't it? In just a moment, the national and international news.
I'll be back with an update at 10:30. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.